Here in the Pacific Northwest, this is not what most days actually look like. Most days are overcast, they're cool, somewhere between misty and fully raining sideways. We get the whole gamut, which is exactly why patio covers are basically a regional requirement. Most people think patio covers are just for rain protection, and yes, that's absolutely part of it and something you should consider, but what gets overlooked is how these covers perform the rest of the year, not just when it's doing its usual PNW thing. Today happens to be a sunny day, but also very cold. See my breath a little bit. So I'm not gonna pretend it's 90 degrees and demonstrate heat reduction with these dramatic hand gestures. What I do wanna explain though is why acrylic patio covers are designed the way they are, and why that matters even when weather is not cooperating. Because the benefit here is not about the one random hot afternoon that you're gonna get, it's the long-term comfort and actually being able to use your outdoor space indefinitely. Acrylic panels are designed to do two things that don't normally go together. They let natural light in, but they also block large portions of heat and UV. That is not an accident. The internal structure of these panels diffuse light while reducing heat transmission. So when the sun finally comes out during a winter's day like today, or obviously in the summertime, the space underneath stays noticeably cooler than standing out in the direct sunlight. And even though we cannot prove that today without lying to you, it is something our clients and customers constantly notice when summer hits. Okay, it is actually freezing out here. I'm gonna go inside. Whew, back in the warm. So a common problem we see is homeowners wanting coverage outside, but not wanting to turn their inside into a cave. Traditional solid covers solve that rain problem. They're good. But they also block a lot of that daylight coming through to your home, in the kitchen area, living rooms, back windows. And that can make your home feel a lot darker year-round. In a place like Oregon and Washington, the winter already does that for free. So with acrylic, you still get daylight coming through, and it can help on days like today where the sun is coming out. One of the most popular systems, and the ones we kind of use indefinitely, is the American patio cover. It pairs an aluminum frame with an acrylic top. And the aluminum keeps everything maintenance-free, very, very low maintenance. And the acrylic handles light, rain, and heat control. That combo works very, very well in our climate, which is why we install it so often. Okay, let's make a list of the pros that we find to be true. First is balance. You get rain protection without sacrificing daylight. Second is low maintenance. Aluminum does not need staining or sealing like wood does, which matters more the longer you own something like this. Third is durability. These panels are built for heavy rain, wind, and snow loads. We have seen other systems discolor or fade over time, but the acrylic holds up way better in this climate. Fourth, efficiency. Compared to a full wood cover, install time is much shorter. You can look at between 1 to 2 days, and obviously depends on the size and the layout. So, there are some cons. This is not a full blackout shade. If you want something deep, something that will keep you cool at midday, then a solid cover may be better fit. And because the panels are translucent, dirt, pollen, if you have a lot of leaves, those will be more visible on this roof. Nothing complicated, just something to be aware of. Cleaning every couple months, every 6 months, every year is usually enough. A hose rinse, a soft bristle brush with soapy water, and an occasional light pressure wash for that stubborn grime should do the trick. A long handle brush lets you do this all safely from the ground though. You don't have to climb on a ladder or do any of that stuff, because when you do that, you're basically auditioning for a bad idea. Regular cleaning keeps the panels clear and extends their lifespan, and make sure to not stand on these panels because that pinpointed pressure on the panels could make them crack, and we don't want you falling through, so make sure that doesn't happen. So there are 3 common installation methods. First is the wall-mounted cover, which attaches to the home using a ledger. Second is roof-mounted, which is generally used when the height is limited or the cover just needs to sit a little bit higher. The third and final is a freestanding cover, which is not attached to the home at all. The posts are just set into the ground and you're good to go. Your estimator will look at your home and give you a recommendation, but we can for sure work with you on what your preference is and what you'll be using it for. So for example, a 14 by 14 acrylic patio cover will probably run you about $9,000 to $12,000 depending on how we customize it and how we install it. What you're paying for though, again, is longevity, light, and comfort over time. You know, it's not just something you put over your head when it rains. If you want a quick ballpark though, we actually have a pretty solid estimation tool on our website that can get you about 90% of the way there, which is pretty awesome. The American patio cover systems come with a 30-year non-yellowing warranty, a 10-year hail warranty, and we ourselves have a lifetime workmanship warranty. That all does matter in a climate where materials are constantly dealing with moisture and temperature swings. We also design these covers with you. Our team creates a 3D rendering so you can see exactly how the patio cover will look on your home before anything is built. That way there's no surprises and everything feels right for your space. Okay, I'm ready to go outside again. So, if you're curious whether this type of patio cover is right for your home, the best thing you can do is see one in person. That's why you should visit us here at our showroom. Stand underneath it, see what it looks like on a cloudy day, on a sunny day, to see if it works for your lifestyle. Once you experience it firsthand, the decision usually gets a lot easier.